if you wanted to create an order, well, you would simply touch, let's go to Bitcoin. I'm going to touch the screen right on Bitcoin, and it brings up the chart of Bitcoin. It also brings up your buy and sell. As you see on the top of the screen, it shows Bitcoin is up 275 pips today, plus 3.44%. Shows the low, 79.38. The spread is currently 35. The high of the day was 84.10. And then if you look at the 0.01 right in the middle between the two red boxes currently, drop down, that is the lot sizes. You can scroll up or down based on how many lots you are looking to get into. If I click on that, I can change that by typing in if I want to do a 0.05, which is 50 cents per pip, or whatever I would need. Then you would click the buy or sell. I can click the buy, and it's going to bring up, remember I have quick trade disabled, brings up my order screen. You can do market, limit, stop, or stop limit. If you do not understand stop, limit, I will explain that in another video. And then your symbol that you have, I'm already on Bitcoin, so I don't need to change that. You can do a buy stop limit, sell stop. If I'd go back to market, then I can change what I have here. Now, I can choose the quantity, whatever lots that I'm looking for. I can type it in or choose the quick lots if I'm just going to do a standard lot, 1, 2, 3, etc. And then market range, as I said, it depends how fast it's moving. If you only want to get in when you do a market order within a certain range, you change that right there and put it to 10, 15, 20 pips, whatever you like. You can also set your take profit and your stop loss in this area and change the numbers by pips if you like, how many pips you want your stop loss to be away, so you do not have to calculate it. You just say, I want to do 30 pip stop loss. There, it's done. Now it says here the maximum stop loss is 34.1. And if it's a red box, it means it's not allowing it, so we'd have to change it to where it accepts your order and whatever you prefer. So now it's grayed out, so that means it accepted my order. If you look right here in this area, you see this right arrow. That right arrow, you can change it to left or double right or double left. What does that mean? Well, if it's default set to single right arrow, that means your stop loss is set to be triggered by the bid for buy positions and on the ask for sell positions. So that means if they have an immediate spread gap where the ask and the bid jump for no reason, it will not stop you out of that trade on the ask because it is waiting for the bid, the lower line on your chart, to jump up and hit your order. So you can set it to trigger on the ask. If you touch this arrow, it'll go left arrow. That means that the stop loss will be triggered by the ask line for buy positions or the bid line for sell positions. So I will show you what that means on the chart here in 1 second. Also, if I go to the double right arrow, that means that 2 consecutive ticks have to hit at the stop loss price for buy positions. So if the line just jumps all of a sudden because of spread gap, it will not stop you out unless 2 consecutive orders have hit at that level. Now, with the double tick to the right, that means has to be triggered by 2 consecutive bid ticks. So the bid line has to hit twice on your order for it to stop you out. If you do the double arrow to the left, that means it has to have 2 consecutive ticks at the ask price, the top line, to stop you out, or the bid line on a sell order to stop you out. So it is a very safe feature that will not allow a broker to stop you out just by a quick spread gap. Also, here on the order screen, there's your trailing stop loss. You can set by going up here and saying your stop loss, your trailing stop loss, you want it to be 38 pips or whatever you're looking for. And that is that. Let's go to the chart. I'm going to back up here and look at the chart. So on the chart, you see there's no indicators on it right now. If you click in the top left right here on that square, it will enlarge the chart. But if you wanted a quick chart, it comes with every order pair that you look at. M15 is the 15-minute time frame. If I click on that, it drops the box down. I can scroll up and down. It's got 1 minute, 2 minute, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour, 12 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. You can do a quick look at all of the different time frames without any indicators. If you wanted indicators, then you would click this box right here and it'll open up the chart for you, much bigger. And here you go. It shows you, I already have indicators that are chosen on here. On the bottom of your screen, you see the time zone. And then if I click that right there, there is my indicators that I can choose. I can delete all of these by clicking the garbage can on the right, or I can add to them. If I touch that screen, it will enlarge it and show you what my settings are and what my color is. And then I can touch the top bar again and it will minimize it. I'll show you my moving averages. So I have moving averages set, and then there's my color. I can just go right down the line looking at all of them. So if I click on the bar, it'll open each one up and show you what I have. You can add indicators by selecting that, scrolling through whatever indicator you want, a whole host of them that you can choose from. And I am going to back up and leave that there. So the third box right here, if I click on that, it brings up your drawings that you can add. Choose to do a horizontal line, trend line, vertical line, ray, Fibonacci, triangle, boxes, etc. Click my settings, then it shows you what you can choose if you want candlesticks, bar chart, line chart, etc. You can also zoom in. I'll show you how to zoom in on the chart. You can set your colors. I have my ask line to be shown, bid line shown. I don't want to see the grid or the period separators or the volume. All my different colors that I've chosen. And then you click save once you've chosen those colors to represent your preference on the chart. Now, if I look down here on the bottom right, I see the big square with a plus in it. If I click that, that is my crosshairs. So I can move that wherever I want if I'm trying to look at something. And then I touch it again to remove it. To the left of that is an up and down arrow. That just brings up my bottom indicator. So I can minimize the bottom indicator or maximize it. If I minimize it, then I can see the chart a little bit better. If I want to look at the bottom indicators, then I bring it back up. Also, if you notice the arrow right here in the middle of your screen, if I click that arrow, then it will bring up the large chart without all of the order screen. Top left, I can back up. If I wanted to go back to the chart, I wanted to minimize the RSI and then click the bottom arrow right above the wheel, the settings wheel. It'll bring up the enlarged chart without the RSI in full view. To enlarge the chart, you just take 2 fingers and slide them apart, and then you can get a wider view of your chart. Now, as I was saying, for the double arrow and the single arrow to the right or to the left, let's say you enter an order. You see the top line here, my red line at 82.97. That is called your ask line. The line below it is your bid line, 82.63. So if you set an order and your stop loss, let's say you have a buy order and you put your stop loss right, I'm going to need to use my crosshairs. You set your stop loss right there at 82.32. Well, if a spread gap takes place and that blue line drops down and hits your gray line, 82.32, it would normally stop you out of the trade. But by default, the way C-TRADER is set up, with a single arrow to the right in your order screen, the red line that is currently at 82.97 would have to come down and hit your stop level to stop you out of the trade. It's a safety mechanism that will not stop you out of a trade just by a spread gap. Normally a spread gap, the red line jumps up and the blue line jumps down, and then it would stop you out. Well, if you go in and change your setting to the arrow to the left, that means that the blue line would have to drop down and stop you out. That is the normal way that it is set up on other platforms. But the automatic setting for C-TRADER is where the ask line would have to come down through your stop order. Also, if you do the double tick to the right, that means that the red line at the top would have to come down and do a double entry. 2 orders would have to fill at your gray line in order to stop you out. A double arrow or double tick to the left would mean that the blue line would have to double tick order You'd have to have 2 orders that take place for your stop to be filled and stop you out of the trade. Very powerful safety mechanism in the C-TRADER platform for stopping you out or keeping you in the trade. One of the other things that I want to show you is about the orders after you have them in place and they are your current positions. Let's go to Bitcoin, and I am actually going to place a buy, and I did a 0.01 down at the bottom. It filled. I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to do another one. So if you go right here at the top of your screen, you see positions, or you could slide your screen to the right or to the left, and you see I have 3 positions of Bitcoin 0.01 lots. Right in the middle of your screen, you see the close all feature, a very advanced feature, amazing to have on the C-TRADER platform, that you don't have to click one by one, or you could even click the X on the right side of your screen right below there, and it will close the positions one by one if you want. But if you click close all, it will close all of them very quickly. And on the bottom you see your balance, your equity, unrealized net profit and loss, your margin, your free margin available, and your margin level percentage. Now, one of the features with Xenia is that they have what's called a smart stop out, which means if you are over leveraged and your position starts moving against you, it will not close the entire percent or the entire trade. It will just close a portion of the trade. So let's go back to the order screen and let's enter a 1 lot trade. I'm going to do a 1 lot buy, and that is filled. If we go to my positions here, now you see it's saying I have 4 to 5 positions because I'm on Bitcoin. At the top of your screen you see BTC. If I go all of the way back out and then I click on my positions, it shows you all of my positions that I have. But if I just went into Bitcoin, it would show the positions that I have, so you can close out all of your trades. If you go to the main order screen with all of your watch list pairs and then you slide to the left, you'll see all your positions. You can close all of your positions out by this screen. But if you just go to one of your pairs like Bitcoin and then you go to your positions, it only shows you that pair's positions and you can close them out. So on the smart stop out, if we started getting behind in the trade, this platform with Xenia would only close out a little bit. So it may only close out 0.01 or 0.02 of your lot. This top position right here would then go to 0.99 and 0.98 and 0.97. It will not close your entire position because it tries to help you in case you might be correct in the direction, but you might have missed it by just a few pips or 10 or 15 pips. So it doesn't close out your entire trade. It just closes out a small portion and will help you in case you are right, but you just missed it by a few pips. So that is a powerful part of this trading platform. Very advanced feature that should help you. Now, another thing to note here is on the top of the screen with Bitcoin, if you click on the I, remember I told you it brings up the information, tells you the market hours, and then the swaps. Well, you get charged triple swap on Friday for Bitcoin. So most cryptos charge on Friday triple for the weekend. And then US CAD is a triple charge on Thursday, and most of the major pairs, they all charge on Wednesday. So as I said in a previous video, you want to look at your pairs information to get that another advanced feature of this platform that you can study and see what is all involved in each pair. So I hope this information helped you out and that you are able to move forward and make some positive, powerful trades. Good luck. This is JRock, over and out.